Maynard James Keenan hopes for extinction-level split to set humanity straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this website because it kind of summarizes this whole thing up pretty quickly, so I don't have to make this a long video. But here is the full interview that I'll put below if you want to check it out for yourself. Okay? What I want to point out is if you look into this for yourself, you'll see that nowhere did this guy mention anything of a split. This website put that in the headline on its own accord. So I think that's very interesting because this kind of goes right along with whenever this stuff possibly does happen, that it would include when the when the new Madrid earthquake takes place and possibly cracks or splits the United States, if not the entire North American continent, into two or more pieces. So I find that very interesting and very suspect that this was put in there in the headline, all on its own. And also the split could be a reference to the DNA changing, the DNA splitting. I don't know, because that's what I think Fukushima was really for, not only to just starve us by killing off the world's largest food supply in the ocean, but radiation mutates DNA, and so I think that has something to do with it too, but who knows? But either way, what is truth is that this split was put there by them of their own accord. It did not come out of the guy's mouth whatsoever, and I think that's very interesting. So, Maynard James Keenan, extinction level event will set us straight. I'm just going to skip around, so bear with me. According to the Pulse of Radio, Tool and Pucifer frontman Maynard James Keenan was asked in a new interview with azcentral.com if he thinks aspects of online culture such as tweeting and trolling have contributed to a drop in intelligence and what could be done about it. He replied, quote, "What I think would help is some borderline extinction level event. I think that would kind of set everything pretty straight. Something gorgeous. A meteor, a few tidal waves, maybe a rapid ice age. Something to kind of make you worry more about food, clothing, and shelter rather than tweeting." Asked if he feels as though the collective intelligence of society has been consistently dropping, he replied, "I don't know if you've seen that documentary. It's a pretty intense documentary called Idiocracy, which used to be a comedy, and now it's a documentary. I don't know what's happening out there. What's going to happen next? Is it zombies? I'm ready for anything now." That is kind of funny, though, about this Idiocracy reference. It is a movie that's turned into a documentary. I do agree with him on that. Keenan famously hoped that California would break off the west coast of the United States and fall into the sea. So epic catastrophes used to reset things are not a foreign concept to him. And that is on their album, Anima, that they put out a long time ago, and this is it. This is the back of the CD. So you can clearly see part of California broke off here and fallen into the ocean. Very interesting stuff. Talking to Maynard James Keenan, you can't help but get the impression that one of life's great joys for him is knowing that a relatively high percentage of the population will not see the humor, is the darkly comic sensibilities through which he tends to filter his iconoclastic worldview. So it's almost like they're saying he knows and they know that this stuff is going to happen, isn't it?